Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Higgin, and welcome to King 5 Plus for our Game 6 ALCS postgame show. Mariners had a chance tonight to make history, but now they will have to wait until tomorrow for game number 7. The Blue Jays take game 6, 6-2, your final. Mariners had 3 errors in this game. Gino Suarez, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh all had an error. Logan Gilbert pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs. 4 of those runs were earned. Addison Barger, born in Bellevue, a big star for the Blue Jays tonight. He had 2 hits and 3 RBI. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 2 hits, 1 RBI, 2 runs scored. Vladimir Guerrero now has 6 home runs in the postseason, only 2 strikeouts. Josh Naylor did have a home run for the Mariners. Too little, too late, though. He led the offense with 2 hits. Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Jorge Palanco, top of the lineup. They combined tonight to go 0 for 11. So once again, the Blue Jays take game 6, 6-2. That sets up game 7 tomorrow night. We will get to Dan Wilson when he takes the podium. A lot to listen to in this press conference after the game tonight. Who will get the start for game 7? More than likely, it will be George Kirby. We'll have to wait and hear from Dan Wilson on that. Luis Castillo should also be available. Who will the Toronto Blue Jays go with? More than likely, they'll go with Shane Bieber. Max Scherzer could be available for that game as well. It's going to be all hands on deck. We talk about Game 7s, the ultimate in sports. Well, tomorrow, the Mariners will play in a must-win Game 7 to head to the World Series. We've got Dan Wilson on the way, Matty White standing by in Seattle with Mariner fans. But first, let's head to Toronto. Jake Wittenberg outside the Rogers Center tonight, where I'm sure Blue Jays fans are feeling pretty good tonight. Jake, what's the mood there for the Mariners fans that made the trip?
Oh, they are feeling good, Blue Jays fans, no doubt. I'll tell you, that dome was closed tonight. It was loud. Got a family from Seattle here. Brian and family, how do you guys feel after that?
Oh, it was a tough loss for sure, but yeah, I think we're going to get them tomorrow in 7.
Yeah, game 7 tomorrow. You going to be there?
I actually won't be there, but we'll be watching.
What was your thoughts of the game, man?
It was an unfortunate game. I mean, we just kind of got to play too many errors, too many double plays, but I mean, hopefully we'll get them tomorrow. That's all we can do.
What was the difference tonight, you think?
I don't know. It wasn't really there. I feel like the energy was a little lacking on the team. Just felt a little sloppy, but I hope we can come tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys came all this way. Still worth it, right? This memory?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Seattle baseball history.
Yeah.
It is baseball history regardless.
Yes.
All right, yeah. We have young and old fans, Blue Jays fans. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll let you go, but yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for Game 7. Yeah, a lot of emotions out here, a lot of feelings. We just talked to another family who said, you know, we're going to try to get tickets to Game 7, even though we didn't have Game 7 tickets. That's how much they still believe. But Chris, this game felt different than Games 1 and 2 for sure. It was so loud inside Rogers Center tonight. Locals here always say when the roof is closed here at Rogers Center, it is much louder. Except for that tonight, Blue Jays fans feeling very good as they head outside of Rogers Arena here tonight. I'll send it back to you for now. We'll try to find some more Mariners fans.
Okay, Jake, sounds good. Be careful there in the venue of the Rogers Center. A lot of Blue Jays fans around. So Jake Wittenberg there live in Toronto. Ariel Arsuto is inside the clubhouse as we speak. They're about to open that up. So as soon as the Mariners players talk, we'll bring that to you. We've got Dan Wilson on the way as well. Once again, the news not great tonight. Toronto Blue Jays take Game 6, 6-2, setting up a Game 7 tomorrow night. 5:08 first pitch tomorrow night. So clear your schedule. It's going to be a busy night if you're a Seattle sports fan tomorrow. 5:08 first pitch for the Mariners. The Seattle Seahawks home tomorrow, 7 o'clock, taking on the Texans. Seattle Kraken also on the ice tomorrow. So it's going to be a Mount Rainier Monday tomorrow. A lot to get to. With that in mind, let's head over to T-Mobile Park now. Matty White is with some Mariners fans. They packed the house tonight. Some unhappy fans tonight, I'm sure. Matty, take it away.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's 3-3 now. It's not the outcome we wanted, but I have Kyle with me, actually, who's from Boston originally, but you are such a big Mariners fan now because of just this moment we're in. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, growing up outside Boston, like, kind of hanging around the team that's never won, like, a World Series, well, at least for 86 years, but not being the Mariners, like, fan, like, now, like, being a part of the transplant, like, I would just say as a whole, like, I'm just really passionate to be here, be a part of a winning team within the city, and as a whole, though, with, like, the Mariners in Seattle, like, I really see you guys care about your sport sports teams as a whole.
Totally. How are you feeling right now after tonight's game?
Well, I would say definitely on the positive side, because at the end of the day, like with the Mariners, they definitely had left a lot of men on base. I mean, there were 2 times that there was man on first and second, and their bases were loaded that they left like a bunch of men on base. And also too, there are a lot of forced errors on the defense as well.
True.
So it doesn't really feel like the Mariners, like, definitely this game was totally winnable at multiple cases, but at the end of the day, the Mariners like didn't pick up the ball when they had the opportunities. But I really hope that they really can convert, because this wasn't like a huge loss in a sense that like we had no chance to win this game. But at the end of the day, though, there was definitely winnable moments that we could have converted, but we missed those chances. But we have tomorrow night, though, to turn those around.
We have tomorrow night. How are you feeling about that? Do you think it's going to be winnable tomorrow?
I mean, I definitely say it's definitely winnable. I mean, they've already beat them 3 times. So, I mean, at this case, though, I mean, as of for a 4th win, I don't think it's super outside the question.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were coming back from a deficit, if we were on the receiving end, like maybe I would be like, it's kind of hard to come back from. But at the end of the day, though, I'd definitely say it's definitely winnable for the series, because the bats are swinging, the defense is doing their job, but we just need to be able to convert on those runs is probably the biggest thing.
You went to the watch party tonight. Why did you decide to do that here at T-Mobile Ballpark?
Oh, I mean, most of my friends just wanted to go get a place for us to get like drinks and stuff like that. And we already meeting a bunch of people there, but I mean, there's a bunch of areas down here to get drinks and food. So I mean, I was kind of making a joke that it's better for the economy. If we have a Game 7, like how many more restaurants and hotels and rental cars, like how many more millions we're leaving off the table. Had we won tonight, if anything, they're doing it for the city.
Yeah, they might be making us sweat, but they're doing this for our economy. You got to reframe your mindset here. Well, Kyle, you've been wonderful to talk to. I'm so excited to see us win tomorrow night. That's how I'm feeling.
Hey, I'll be here. They're here for Game 1 of the World Series. So
Game 1 of the World Series. Thank you so much. All right, so that game tomorrow night is now in Toronto, but there was no shortage of energy here in Seattle when it came to the Mariners fan base. I was at Queen Anne's Beer Hall earlier tonight. I was also here at T-Mobile Ballpark, of course, where both of these events drew huge crowds. I mean, Queen Anne Beer Hall was standing room only until the game actually started, and then they had to actually restrict anyone from getting in. They had to turn people away. So an absolutely crazy scene of Mariners mania, you could say. And at this point, you could definitely say, even though we lost tonight, it was not due to a shortage of energy and cheers from these Mariners fans who are so excited to be in this moment. You can still hear the drummer behind me keeping this steady beat here in Soto, that Soto mojo. People are still starting to filter out, and we're seeing some of these hot dog stands pop up and such, but for the most part, the outcome was not what we wanted, not what most of these people here wanted, but we're still going to cheer them on tomorrow. And like Kyle said, better for the economy.
All right,
Maddie White, back to you, Chris Egan.
Yep, Maddie White, thank you much. Kyle and Maddie trying to make us feel better tonight. I'll take it. We need a little something to pump us up here, but great stuff there, Maddie White, with Super Mariners fan Kyle. Big news just coming in on King 5 Plus. A starter for Game 7 has been announced by the Seattle Mariners, George Kirby. George Kirby will get this start in Game 7 for the Mariners. Expect to see pretty much everybody available for that game except probably Logan Gilbert. But I would expect to see Luis Castillo, Brian Wu. It's going to be all hands on deck for Game 7, but George Kirby will get the start. I mentioned those errors tonight. The Mariners have been pretty good in this series, pretty good against Detroit when it comes to fielding, but tonight, 3 errors on the score sheet. Gino Suarez had an error early at third base. Julio Rodriguez had one in the outfield, misplayed a ball, and Cal Raleigh also had an error. Gino Suarez, I'm only going to give him 1 error. Only 1 error for Gino Suarez. That's the official, according to baseball. When he barehanded that one, I know a lot of people on social media were thinking that should have been an error. That's not an error. Anytime you go after a ball with a bare hand and you try to make a play at home or at first base, that's just a great hustle play right there. But Gino still did have an error at third base, Julio with 1 and Cal Raleigh with 1. All right, enough about errors. Let's get to the manager of the Seattle Mariners, Dan Wilson, now speaking with the media in Toronto. Here he is.
Hey, Dan, I guess get right to it. Who do you expect to start for Game 7?
George Kirby will be on the mound for us tomorrow in Game 7.
What was the thinking on going with George there?
I think he's the guy that we want in that situation, and he's throwing the ball well, and it's his spot. So George will be the starter, and expect to have a lot of like all hands on deck down there in the bullpen and ready to go at any point.
Other questions? Yes, right front.
Dan, you've preached the importance of the little things all year. How frustrating was it early to have some of those little things go against you that led to some early runs for them?
Our guys have been so good about it all season long, and balls just kind of in and out of the glove there tonight that put a couple extra guys on base, and that happens from time to time. Like I said, these guys have been so good all year at that, and unfortunately led to a couple runs early. Again, this is a team that has done the little things all season. It's also a team that has bounced back a lot, and this is a chance for us to do that again, and we'll do it tomorrow night in Game 7.
Go to Tyler in the third row on your left, Dan. Dan, obviously some double plays in those middle innings for your hitters, but also a lot of strikeouts. What did you see from your group today that you need to improve for tomorrow?
Yeah, we did have some opportunities to score, and we did get some base runners on, but you give a little credit to Savage, and the secondaries that he had tonight were good, it kept us off stride and kept the ball on the ground for those double plays. So we'll make our adjustments offensively tomorrow. We'll be ready to go Game 7. This is the time to make those adjustments. And baseball is a game of adjustments, and they'll be able to do that tomorrow night and ready to go.
Ken standing in the back, Dan.
Dan, what do you do about Vladdy?
Yeah, he's a good hitter, and you have to find a way to not let him beat you in some way, and he able to swing it again tonight. Got a home run to put him, to expand the lead a little bit. He's a tough hitter, so he's someone you have to take note of, and that's for us to do going forward.
A couple last ones for Dan, if there are any. Yes, we'll get you the mic.
Dan, what'd you make of Logan's outing, and just kind of seemed like he wasn't as sharp as we've seen him at times this year?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of pitches on him early, and again, a couple of errors that extended innings a little bit, and I thought they put up some pretty good at bats on him, and again, this is a team that makes contact, so they were able to do that and foul some pitches off, got his pitch count up pretty early, but all in all, I thought he had a good fastball, especially early. And his split was good at times, and this was again, this is a tough lineup, and they did what they had to do to get the ball in play, and Barger able to get the homer, and as well as Vladdy, but outside of that, we'll just regroup, and we're headed back tomorrow.
You talked about that contact-heavy lineup that they have. Everybody knew that coming in, but how has it matched up with what you expected? Because your pitchers strike out a lot, but they're counteracting that, it seems.
Yeah, you're not sure how it's going to go, like I said, they have extended some at bats. They've fouled a lot of balls off. They've put balls in play, I think we have to be prepared for that again tomorrow. This is a team that does that, and I think our guys have handled it pretty well. Particularly, when we've gotten ourselves a lead, they've been able to use that to their advantage. Tonight they were just able to extend some innings, and it hurt us a little bit.
All right, Dan, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Dan Wilson, manager of the Seattle Mariners. First question right out of the gates: who will be your starter for Game number 7? Dan Wilson says it is George Kirby who will get the start for the Mariners in Game number 7. Taking a look at Kirby's numbers in the playoffs, 0-1 so far in the postseason. Lost Game 3, went 4 innings, 8 runs, 8 earned, 8 hits, 4 Ks, 2 walks, 74 pitches. He will get the start in Game number 7, but as Dan Wilson said, it will be all hands on deck, so pretty much the bullpen will be filled up. Expect to see Luis Castillo, possibly Brian Wu, Andres Munoz rested up, ready to go. We could see 2 innings from Munoz. It is a must-win Game 7. You don't win Game 7, there's no next day for the Seattle Mariners and no World Series. But let's also kind of set the scene tonight. Nothing has changed. The magic number is still 1, and the Mariners still have a chance to make history and take that historic journey to the World Series with a win in game number 7. Leo Rivas getting the start for the Mariners tonight. Let's take a listen to Leo in the clubhouse.
We're still excited, you know. We're still excited. We got one more game, and we just got to keep the energy going, you know.
I told you at the beginning of the season you'd have one game to go to the World Series. Would you have taken that?
I mean, I still take it, you know. There is a chance. I still take the chance.
You got the start in this game, obviously, and, you know, how does it feel to just be a part of this team, making so many contributions to the team?
Just feel great, being honest. You know, I got to take every opportunity that they gave me, like my first one, so just feel amazing.
You said that you guys are still excited. Talk about the emotions in this clubhouse, obviously, when you came back in. I'm sure that they just talk about that.
I mean, it's a loss, you know. You don't want to lose, but we're still excited. That's for sure. We're still excited for tomorrow. We got another chance to go to a World Series, so we're taking that.
What was Dan's message to you guys?
Just keep going, you know. Keep going. Don't take anything for granted. Just keep going.
Did you think you had the home run there?
For a second, you know, in this field, the balls fly, so for a second I had it, and like, maybe not, but still taking.
Leo, do you take anything away from you guys had a chance to close out Detroit, weren't able to do it, and then had a second chance to close that series and got it done? Is there anything you take away from that to try to get a similar outcome with this series?
We just got to keep going with the energy, you know, that we got these days, so it doesn't matter if we lost today, we just keep going tomorrow.
Can you
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You've seen a lot of players. Tell me what you're seeing in live right now.
In this clubhouse?
No, as a hitter.
Oh, as a hitter?
Right now, what are you seeing in Vladdy as a hitter right now?
I mean, he's one of the best hitters on the league, you know. It's something that you can control that, so just he's doing his thing, so.
For me, Game 5 of the DS, obviously, that was a big moment for you. It was your birthday as well.
Yeah.
Can you kind of harness a little bit of that energy and bring that into Game 7?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to get everything tomorrow, anything that we got tomorrow. Even if you feel down, you know, we got to get everything tomorrow.
All right, Mariners keeping their heads up in the clubhouse tonight, saying they're going to give everything they've got tomorrow for the big Game 7. You like to hear that. Vladimir Guerrero, you heard Leo talking a little bit about. He has now hit 6 home runs during the postseason. That ties a franchise record for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's also only struck out twice so far during the playoffs. So Vlad is just having a series. Mariners are going to have to figure out how to pitch him in Game 7. Julio Rodriguez also will be interesting tomorrow to see the lineup. Dan Wilson changed things around, put Julio Rodriguez to the leadoff spot. Since then, Julio now 0 for 7. He was 0 for 3 in Game 5 and 0 for 3 tonight in Game 6, 0 for 4 in Game 5. So that has not worked out great for Julio Rodriguez so far in that leadoff spot. We'll see if Dan Wilson changes that up for game number 7. All right, let's head back to Toronto. Jake Wittenberg outside the Rogers Center with Mariners fans. Keeping the faith tonight, Jake. Keeping the faith.
Keeping the faith, buddy. And, you know, all of us Mariners fans out here, we're drowning in our sorrows when it's really, really raining here in Toronto. Coming out of this game, Sierra, how do you feel?
Hold it up.
How do we feel, Sierra?
Oh, great. Game 7, it's over. It's over. The Jays are going down. Yeah.
To be a fan, you've got to endure the heckling out here, too. It's pretty bad in Toronto. It's been pretty... The local, she's not from Seattle, she's from Toronto. Big Josh Naylor fans. Obviously, Josh Naylor went to school locally here. George, last question. George Kirby's pitching tomorrow night. What do you think?
Oh my God, on fire! On fire! On fire.
All right.
Smoky. That's right.
On fire, it's smoky. All right, ladies. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Let's go, Mets.
You know, it's a little different feel than it was in game 1 and 2, Chris. You know, the first games, I wasn't surrounded by Blue Jays fans quite like this.
I got the game shape. Let's go,
So,
Blue
how do you feel? I'm going to interview a Blue Jay fan. How do you feel about game 7?
Here we go.
Honestly, we came out, we had to do what we had to do. We are Canada's team.
Yes, you
We
are.
are here to win for the city and for the country.
Okay.
This is it. Game 7 tomorrow night in Toronto. Guarantee the victory.
There you go. There you go. He's guaranteeing the victory, Chris. Yes, sir.
Get that fan back. Get that fan back for me. I got to say something to him. Get him back.
Come here, Mike. What are we going to ask him?
Hey, you tell
What are we
him.
asking him, Chris?
You tell him.
Yo.
The Mariners are America's team right now, buddy. So we're bringing it in Game 7. So get ready to go. We're America's team.
The Mariners are America's team.
We will never be the 51st state. Elbows up, baby.
Hey, we're
It is
coming,
over.
Canada.
We
We're
are
coming.
going to the World Series.
We're coming for you.
Not
We're
gonna
coming for
happen.
you.
I'm coming,
I'm
Canada.
sorry.
This is America
I'm
versus
sorry.
Canada,
I'm
baby.
sorry, but it ain't gonna happen.
We got
Jake.
America versus Canada. I'm just relaying the message, buddy. I'm just relaying the message.
Jake, I'm on a plane tonight. I'm coming.
But the message is, it's Game 7. It's Game 7 here at
That's what
Rogers
it's all
Center.
about.
It's Game
It's a clash
7.
of the Titans.
The clash of the
America versus Canada. That's all it is.
We got two of the best friggin' MLB teams playing it all.
We do. I
and
agree
they're
with you there.
going.
We
And
agree
they're
on
going.
something. We agree on something.
They're going.
We got a
It's the
classy
best-
fan
You guys aren't
finally.
so bad after all.
No. We're terrible.
You guys are not so bad after all. Go
Still-
Mets. What is he talking about?
Dude.
We're still live. So keep it clean.
I
Keep
got
it clean.
the game sheet right in my backpack.
All right, guys.
I got the game sheet.
Let's go, Blue Jays. Chris, I gotta send it back to you, buddy.
Jake, be safe. It's easy for me to talk trash in the studio in Seattle. So please, Jake Wedberg, please stay safe there. Oh my gosh, this is getting great. Canada versus the USA. Here we go. Let's go. All right. 6-2. 6-2. Depressing night, but hey, there's tomorrow. There is Monday, and the Mariners still have a chance to get to the World Series. So everybody just flush this one and get ready to move forward. Jorge Palanco, we've been calling him Mr. October. He came through against the Detroit Tigers. He has helped this Mariners team so many times during the playoffs. We're going to need Jorge Palanco in Game 7. Here he is, Jorge Palanco, speaking with the media after Game 6.
Obviously, tough loss, but you still have one more game to possibly go to the World Series.
The energy is really good. I mean, I know we lost today, but we got another opportunity tomorrow.
Jorge, this team, every time it feels like you need that win. Your backs are against the wall. We saw it last year. We saw it time and time again in the regular season. You guys find something, and here it is again, right? How fitting is it that you have this scenario once again?
Este equipo parece que siempre cuando se le ven las cosas difíciles encuentra una manera de meterse otra vez en la batalla. Esto lo vimos en la temporada regular y ahora en esto, ¿qué espera, no? Ya de este último juego que puede ser el que los lleva a la serie.
No, we always stay together through bad moments, good moments. This team is, we are that team that we never give up. We go together, and like I said, we got another opportunity tomorrow.
Well, did it feel like you guys were just a couple hits away from really getting back into the game today?
Yeah, I feel like we have good at bats. We get on base, sometimes things goes well, sometimes don't. It was like that tonight, but like I say, another opportunity tomorrow.
Savage, their pitcher, what did he do so effectively with that fastball splitter combination tonight?
He was good. He was executing his splitter and his fastball too. But like I say, I feel like we had great bats against him. Things didn't go our way.
All right, there he is, Jorge Palanco, trying to get some the latest on the Blue Jays. If he's going to get this start, and the Blue Jays have just announced, just getting that word tonight, the Blue Jays have just announced that Shane Bieber will be their Game 7 starter. So it will be Bieber against Kirby in Game number 7. And we actually do have sound from Shane Bieber right now. So let's roll that and listen to the Game 7 starter for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I feel like extremely confident in this group.
Take two last ones in the second row.
Shane, what did you learn from facing this team in Game 3?
Just to be myself. I feel like I have numerous ways to attack guys and to get guys out. And so as long as I go out there and execute, I think I'll put the team in a good chance, good position.
We'll finish up a bit to the right.
Hey, Shane. Obviously, you were a trade deadline acquisition. Does it feel like tomorrow, Game 7, ALCS, that's why you were brought here?
Sure. I think, I don't know how many starts I'm at right now, but that's how it's felt every start, right? So, like I said, it's been a culmination of a lot of events and dominoes to get to this point. And this is what I love to do. I'm grateful for every opportunity. At this point last year, I didn't have this opportunity with the organization that I was with in Cleveland. They were in the LCS as well, and I was there cheering guys on from the dugout and competing from a different aspect. But now I get the ball tomorrow, and I'm extremely excited for it.
Shane, thanks so much. We'll see you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
y'all.
All right, there he is, Shane Bieber. He will be the Game 7 starter for the Toronto Blue Jays. If you recall, he pitched Game 3 of the ALCS in Seattle. Bieber had a pretty successful night, 6 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 8 Ks. One of those hits was from Julio Rodriguez, who took one deep to left field for a home run for the Mariners. But Bieber settled down after that. Once again, went 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. I mentioned Julio Rodriguez had the home run against Shane Bieber in game number 3. With that in mind, here is Julio Rodriguez after tonight's game.
I feel like we could have played maybe a cleaner game, and we definitely I feel like set the table a few times, but we couldn't capitalize, and that's kind of part of the game too.
All right, we're efforting Julio Rodriguez, getting these video feeds live from Toronto in the locker room, so sometimes you get some technical difficulties. No problem, we'll get Julio back. Julio Rodriguez 0 for 7 in the leadoff role, so wonder if that will change tomorrow. We'll wait and see. Maybe he talks about it. Here's Julio back with us.
I feel like we could have played maybe a cleaner game, and we definitely I feel like set the table a few times, but we couldn't capitalize, and that's kind of part of the game too. And they definitely they play a good game. They put good swings, but it's kind of part of the game.
Was it something that they were doing, or was it nerves, kind of like gripping the bat a little too hard? Kind of what was going on with some of those moments?
I mean, I just feel like I feel like we put the ball in play. We just hit it the wrong place, to say it like that.
Yeah. Did you guys learn anything from Game 5 of the DS? Kind of like the way you had to rally back and kind of win that win or go home game, like the way that you guys are gonna have to play tomorrow, obviously.
I mean, just like win or go home. Win or go home. I feel like we're going to lay everything out there, and whatever God has for us, I feel like that's what we're going to take.
You mentioned that identity. I mean, obviously it would have been great if everything was taken care of tonight, but how fitting is it with this team, the way it's always gone down the line, that it comes down to Game 7?
I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing. I feel like the baseball gods wanted us to be here, and I feel like everybody is really excited for tomorrow.
Against Bieber in the previous time you faced him, what obviously had a home run early in that game, but what did you see from him that maybe was different from what you would expected?
I mean, I feel like he's a really good pitcher. I feel like he's just a really good pitcher, and I know he's just going to come out there and compete tomorrow with the best thing he got.
Knowing what this run has meant to the city of Seattle, I mean, the ballpark was full of fans. Today it will be again tomorrow. I mean, how special is it to give them this on this stage, Game 7, winner take all?
I mean, I feel like everybody's going to be really excited. Everybody's going to be really excited, and I just can't imagine the energy and the passion that they're going to bring. I wish we were out there, but I'm excited. I feel like everybody's going to be really excited for tomorrow.
Is there anything to kind of playing on the road into Game 7 though? The ability to maybe play spoiler on the road and kind of play like the villain?
I mean, I feel like you're always playing like you've been the villain, regardless of how regardless of how you see it. If you play at home or on the road, you're always playing the villain for somebody.
What is the biggest challenge in playing in a game of this magnitude tomorrow, winner take all? It's only happened, I think, like 61 total times in Major League Baseball history when it comes to the league championship and the World Series.
Man, I just feel like it's going to be another game. I feel like we all know like what it means, but at the same time, like we're going to be playing the same 9 innings, and it's going to be 27 outs. Whoever is winning at the end is going to win.
You know Vladdy swing pretty well. What have you seen just from his balance and the way that he's comfortable playing?
I mean, I see him that he's locked in. I feel like I have known Vladdy since his tryout days. I used to watch him hit bombs and all that. And I just feel like he's really locked in. He's a tremendous player, and he definitely have put it together this postseason. And he's just doing it.
What's the challenge of that whole lineup? They're always putting the ball in play pretty hard. You guys have great pitching staff. What is the challenge that Toronto's offense has shown?
I mean, they're really good. You know, we're going to a Game 7 for the American League for a reason. You know, they're a really good ball club, and, you know, they're playing really good baseball, too.
Is there anything about the fact that in some ways the repertoires of their starting pitchers are similar, start to start? Does that help the more the series goes along, that maybe Bieber has some similarities to you, Savage, in your view, or totally different?
I feel like they're all different, even though that they might have some similarities, but I feel like they're all different. You know, everybody, at the end of the day, everybody's different, you know. So, and, you know, I think they're going to be different.
Julio, when you guys had success here, you know, the games you won, you guys have taken the lead early and kind of set the tone. How important is that tomorrow with a sold-out crowd to set the tone early, kind of quiet everybody down?
Man, I just feel like it's important to play the whole game. You know, I feel like you can't expect the things to be the same way all the time because that's just not a reality. You know, I just feel like playing hard 9 innings. I feel like that's what's going to set the tone for everybody.
All right, there he is, Julio Rodriguez tonight from Toronto. King 5 Plus live post-game coverage is continuing to bring you players, fans, some great stuff tonight on King 5 Plus. Julio Rodriguez, 4 words. 4 words from Julio Rodriguez. If you listen to that post-game presser right there, hopefully you know the 4 words I'm talking about. Win or go home. Those are the 4 words that will be said in that Mariners locker room. Win or go home. It is Game 7. They don't get any bigger than this. You win, you head to Los Angeles to face off against the mighty Dodgers for the World Series title. You lose, and the season is over. The players know that. They don't need to go on social media and hear about Julio Rodriguez making an error, Gino Suarez making an error, Cal Raleigh making an error. Guess what? They're human. They made errors tonight. They had 3 of them. The Mariners wouldn't be in this position right now if Cal Raleigh wasn't the MVP of all of baseball, if Julio Rodriguez wasn't clutch down the stretch during the season, and if Gino Suarez, oh, by the way, yeah, he had an error tonight. He also has 2 grand slams in this series against the Blue Jays. They made errors tonight. They've got to flush it. They got to get ready for Game 7. You got to get ready for Game 7. All right, speaking of Game 7, it's going to be Bieber on the mound for the Blue Jays. Taking a look one more time at Bieber's stats, 1-0 in the postseason, won Game 3. He was pretty good after giving up a home run to Julio Rodriguez, went 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 8 strikeouts. George Kirby, now he's going to need to turn it on. Kirby, not great in his start against the Blue Jays, lost Game 3, went 4 innings, gave up 8 earned runs. It was a tough night for Kirby at T-Mobile Park, so it's redemption time. It is redemption time for George Kirby. We'll see if he can get it tomorrow. So that is going to be interesting right there. Cal Raleigh meeting with the media as we speak right now. Is that ready to roll? Okay, Cal is just getting ready to wrap things up, so hopefully we're going to get to that in a second. Setting the table a little bit for you more about tonight's game. 6-2 your final. Once again, Blue Jays take it. Dan Wilson after announced that George Kirby, as we just showed you there, is going to get the start for game number 7, but it's going to be all hands on deck. So expect to see Luis Castillo, possibly Brian Wu, Andres Munoz as well. So it's going to be interesting there. Game 7, 5:08. 5:08 first pitch. And with that in mind, John Schneider is going to have to make some decisions tomorrow as well with his pitching staff. Will we see Max Scherzer possibly coming out of the bullpen? The 41-year-old, will he come out of the bullpen? It's going to be interesting. Here is the manager of the Blue Jays, John Schneider.
This is what you look for, one of the elite players in the game.
4th row straight ahead. Gregor?
John, you guys led the majors this year in comeback wins, but elimination games kind of a different beast. So kind of with that in mind, how big was it for Trey to come out and get the first 6 guys, I think 4 via strikeouts, and just buy the offense a little bit of time to score first?
Yeah, huge. You know, it's, again, I can sit up here and say, you know, we trust him and his demeanor, which we do wholeheartedly. For a guy to go out and execute the way he did was awesome. It's kind of how we're built. You know, I think the reason for a lot of comeback wins is because we can pitch, we play good defense, and it allows our offense to do its thing. Huge double play balls, right? That doesn't happen all the time. You know, you don't want to say you're fortunate, but we play good defense, and Trey made big pitches. It's a great play from Vlad, Trey getting over, all that kind of stuff. But for him to kind of just settle the game in, I think was really, really big today.
Second row on your left, John.
Yeah, John, to pivot off that, Trey loads the bases in back-to-back innings, but you don't have anyone up. You lose, you go home. What was it about Trey that you were seeing that you thought he could kind of work through that?
I think you're watching their swings, and I think that his split and slider really were a difference maker today. So you're trying to read that situation. You're trying to understand where good spots are for other guys, not panic, and again.
That was John Schneider talking about Game 6 tonight and his comfort there he had with his starting pitcher. There were some tight spots there for him, and I'm taking a look at Trey Savage's numbers, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, but the Toronto Blue Jays did turn 3 double plays in this game, and those got Trey Savage out of some jams tonight. They didn't have to use a lot of their bullpen tonight, so the Blue Jays will have some fresh arms tomorrow for Game 7 as well. I talked about Cal Raleigh and how we're going to listen to him in a second. Cal, Julio, and Jorge Palanco, your 1, 2, 3 hitters tonight. Julio leading off 0 for 11 tonight. So you're going to need Mr. October, Jorge Palanco. You're going to need your MVP, Cal Raleigh, and you're going to need the face of the franchise, Julio Rodriguez. One of those three, hopefully all those three, need to step up big time in Game 7. They just did not have a great night tonight in game number 6. All right, let's listen now to the MVP, my vote for MVP. Here he is, Cal Raleigh.
Winner take all Game 7 tomorrow.
Excited for the opportunity. So, I think it's like I said, it's a great opportunity, and obviously, flush this one. Been here before in the round before, so try to take that to our advantage and come out ready to go tomorrow.
Can you take anything from the round before, the way you guys went into that game, won that game, came here with that momentum into this one?
Yeah, I just think it's all hands on deck kind of situation. So everybody will be excited and ready to go for that challenge. Just about going out there and controlling your emotions and trying to control those at bats and those pitches one by one.
Is that the biggest challenge in a game of that magnitude? Is the emotional side of things, mental side of things?
Yeah, I think in general the postseason is everything's obviously. Highlighted. It's a lot more. It just means more every pitch does. So, but I think we've done it enough. This year that I think the guys will be ready and up for the challenge. So,
obviously things didn't.
What has made this Blue Jays lineup so hard to the last 4 games? A lot of hard contact.
Yeah, they're a good club. They're here for a reason. They have great talent over there as well as great approaches. So. It just comes down to 2 good teams and going out there and trying to execute and trying to game plan the right way.
Cal, what did you think of Logan tonight? It seemed like stuff got left up a little bit. They were able to get some good swings on it.
Yeah, I think obviously I think we'd both like to have some pitches back. Maybe some better pitch calling and maybe some better execution there from both sides. So I don't think there's one finger to point at on one certain pitch, but you take that and you learn from it and you try to apply it going into the next game because obviously dwelling on that won't do too much for us. So.
Cal, did it feel like you guys were just one hit away from really getting back into the game tonight?
Yeah, we had opportunities. I thought we did a great job with our at-bats. We were able to get people on. Just one of those days where we couldn't get the big run home and give them credit. They kept us off the board, the crooked number. So, sometimes it's just how baseball is. And unfortunately, no one obviously likes that this time of year. But it's one of those things, I take the positive side of it, Saw a lot of good at-bats, a lot of good swings tonight from guys.
3 errors are pretty uncharacteristic for you guys. Just how difficult is that to overcome, especially in October?
Yeah, you got to play clean baseball. You can't give up, extra outs, especially to a team like that. They're good. They took advantage of it. So, can't force the error. You got to be able to make those plays. And I think that was, part of the difference tonight.
What was Savage doing that was so effective for him tonight?
Yeah, he had he was mixing from the get-go, good splitter. To me, I think what I saw kind of from the bench, he's throwing a little more sliders today. Mixing the slider both and the splitter. So, playing those off each other. And I said it the other time, the game before, he's a good pitcher. He's got a lot of talent, so good stuff for sure. And he worked out of some tough jams today.
Those 3 grounding to double plays, is that something that they were doing really effectively from pitching, or is that an adjustment that can be made at the plate?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I thought I hit my ball hard. Obviously, got to get it in the air, so no excuses there. JP's battling with 2 strikes. It's just one of those things. It's baseball, and we were fighting up there, getting everything we could, and hit it right at guys, and give them credit too. They made pitches, and we're able to, make those plays in 3. I think it was 3 consecutive innings. So that was a good job on their part.
What stands out about George in sort of big games, big moments?
Yeah, big time players show up in big time games. So, I think it won't just be George. Obviously, it's going to be everybody tomorrow. Everybody showing up and doing their job, just like we do every day and what we've done all playoffs. So, I'm really excited to get after it and get locked in tomorrow with him and hopefully he's going out there with the stuff we know he has. So.
You said a couple times you were happy with you thought it were good at-bats from the Mariners side. What was encouraging about the at-bats that you would take into tomorrow?
Yeah, I thought, obviously they got up early, but we never gave up. We kept having tough at-bats. We kept putting the pressure on them, and like I said, just one of those days, a couple inches away here or there, and maybe we're talking about a different ball game. So, like I said, you take that side of it. You don't take the wrong side. You take the good stuff, and you apply that tomorrow, and you just keep going. It's what you have to do, and keep fighting every single pitch.
Has that been the message that you've been kind of passing to your teammates along here in the clubhouse after the game?
Yeah, I think the guys here have responded well, especially after some tough games. And today it was that we were in the fight all day, and like I said, we never gave up. We kept having tough at bats, and like I said, sometimes it's baseball. That's how it goes, unfortunately, and. Take that tomorrow and try to enjoy what is ahead.
Thank you. All right, there he is, Cal Raleigh, catcher for your Seattle Mariners, calm and cool, and that's what we've seen from this team from spring training to this point of the season. They've never got too high, never too low. You like to see that from a team as they now get ready for the biggest game in Mariners franchise history. You can officially say that. Tomorrow will be the biggest game in Mariners franchise history. They win, they head to the World Series, they lose, and the season comes to an end. With that in mind, you got book club, if you got soccer practice, if you got square dancing class tomorrow, you got yoga class. Cancel them all. Just cancel everything. It's a Mount Rainier Monday, as I'm calling it tomorrow. Sure, we've got the Kraken, we got the Seahawks bookending the Mariners, but at 5:08 tomorrow, you better not be in book club. You better not be watching Netflix. You better be rooting on the Seattle Mariners because it will be the biggest game in Seattle sports history. All right, that will do it on King 5 Plus. Big thanks to Jake Wittenberg, braving the Toronto fans. Hopefully Jake is okay. Hopefully I got myself a ticket, and I'm headed to Toronto to back up Jake. Special thanks to Ariel Arstudo in the locker room tonight, bringing us all that sound. The entire King 5 crew here, the King 5 Plus crew. This is what we do. Stream big, dream big. Mariners, Game 7 tomorrow. We'll see you back tomorrow with a pregame show coming to you on King 5 Plus. Don't forget King 5 News, by the way, over on Kong at 9 and 10 and King 5 at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.